It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's Friday, it's the weekend. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. Bam! You know the deal. You know what time it is. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30. Okay, 6:30-ish. Don't start with me. It's Friday, all right? And I'm on vacation for my radio show. However, I will be here all next week. The Geno Jones Show is going to be live all next week. But a much-needed break from my radio show day job. Subscribe, share, screen grab, create a viral moment. Create a viral moment, a YouTube short, or get a video clip, or take a clip from the show, put it up on whatever social media platform. Let's make it go viral. Subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. Live, normal days and start times, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now on Friday, listen, we like to call it just Funny Friday, Have Fun Friday, no official name. We just kind of lighten it up because, I've been dropping them bombs on them all week. So if you missed like Thursday or Wednesday or Tuesday show, you got to go back and check it out. The monologues were on fire. But speaking of fire monologues, on Friday, it's like a comedy. Think of it like a comedy special on Netflix or YouTube, because we're here on YouTube. But that's your vibe. That's your energy. And it wouldn't be complete without my cohort, number one on your program, number one in your heart. I don't give about Regis having Kathy Lee or whoever the hell he had. Mark? I can't even remember the other one's name. Mark Anthony had whoever the heck she was. I don't care if Desi had Lucy. I don't care if Tonto had the Lone Ranger. Even Tonto wasn't a girl. What they didn't have, Howard Stern might have Robin Quivers, but what they don't have is Kelia Karson. But guess what? Bam. I do. Melanated. Unmute your mic.
I'm having a hot flash.
I see. She is melanated. See, I told you. Listen, I said that the show was going to be fire. See, y'all thought I was joking.
It's fire, and I'm bringing it. I'm bringing the heat.
Literally on fire.
Hi,
right,
Gene.
Here we go. Friday.
Here we go.
Weekend. I'm amped. I'm jumping right into it with you.
Come on.
Well, let's go down real quick, and then we'll go ahead and so we'll be like the opening act, and then we'll come with the headline material, the headliner material. Oh,
I got my fan.
Speaking of that, shout out to Samore. She was a guest on my radio show. Samore, Lavelle Crawford, Bill Bellamy, Tony Roberts are here in Charleston, South Carolina tonight. They got this comedy tour that's going nationwide. So shout out to Samore, who is Nia Long's half sister.
Yes.
They're sisters.
Yes. They've made amends.
Did they?
Well, let's say they are being courteous.
So they're speaking.
If in public and they cross each other and a camera happen to see them, they'll say hi.
So you saying they kind of get that little nod like,
yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. You said it.
Yeah.
I see you. Yeah.
The Queen Bee, Beyonce, makes history. So her song Texas Hold'em, she was the first, she being Beyonce, the first black woman to ever have a country music song debut on the Billboard Country Music charts at country music charts at numero uno, number one. Oh, hold on. Speaking of Texas,
can I sing it now, or do I have to wait? You want me to wait?
Now hold them. So
okay, because you know I'm ready to sing it.
Texas Hold'em or Detroit Hold'em, because Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages before the Billboard charts. Texas Hold'em was the number one country song on Apple Music's country music chart, and 16 Carriages debuted at number 2 on
Gotcha.
the country music charts on Apple Music. So now Kelia Karson is going to give us her special 313-248 Detroit City rendition of Texas Hold'em. Take it away, there.
You ready, Geno? Can I sing it?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. This ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em. Lay your cards down, 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 down.
Down, down, down.
Park your Lexus. Throw your keys up.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Keep going, Keith. You were doing pretty good. Look, come on. You got your background. You know, like the brother in the Temptations or Boys and Men with the deep voice. Yeah. I had your background vocals for you.
No, I just love it. I love that. This ain't Texas. Woo! Ain't no Hold'em.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow. Let's get down, 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 down.
Yeah.
Park your Lexus. Woo!
Yeah.
Throw them keys up.
Ooh,
Woo!
yeah.
Stick around, round. That's
Round. Man, listen. Hey, B,
okay.
you need to put us in the video.
Geno.
We'll do our own. We'll do like a remix version. How about that?
Oh my God. Listen, I know that by the way, I paid my $1.29 for my copy because you know I love my Apple Music and I pay for my music because I know for people like us, people who make music and people who live because of music, who play records, us, that's important for you to pay. So I bought it and I love it. And listen, it's not strange that I love it because as Black people, come on now.
So, for all you all who are in your feelings, let me explain something
about
to you.
this country.
Now I know your heads might, so for the MAGA cult, your heads might explode, but that's okay. That might not be a bad thing. Now, it is still February. It's Black History Month, even though every day on the Geno Jones Show is Black History. Now,
let's go.
Let's trace the origins of country music, which originate on the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
So that instrument has been very prominent in country music for decades. That banjo, the bump, and that little thing that you play.
That one.
Even the fiddle too, but specifically that little banjo.
Yeah.
That banjo, listen, that banjo was not created in Nashville.
Nope.
It wasn't created somewhere in Alabama
or
Tennessee or Mississippi.
Or the Grand Ole Opry.
Or Kentucky. Nowhere. Mm-mm. None of them places.
Where was
it? No
it?
time was that banjo created somewhere where there was a Confederate flag flying.
Right.
As a matter of fact, the banjo's origin, guess where it came from? It came from the continent of Africa. And when our enslaved ancestors came here or were brought here against their will across that big pond, as they call it, that transatlantic chattel slave trade.
That's right.
And that transatlantic voyage wasn't a voyage, it was a nightmare. Our ancestors brought with them this instrument, which was the fiddle. And
remember fiddler?
Wait, hold. We got some more for them. And our enslaved ancestors from Africa would sing songs, kind of, try to sing away their blues and pain.
That's
and
right.
They would sing and they would play that banjo. Yeah. Sometimes they would get that fiddle out.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
how all of a sudden did country music kind of symbolize Confederate flags and good old boys and pickup trucks? Because in 1920, the music industry created the country music charts. And they did that. So basically, the only people who could get on the country music charts were white artists who were singing that form of music that they heard our enslaved ancestors sing in the fields here in the South.
Alex Haley did not name the character in the movie and in the book Roots Fiddler because he didn't have nothing better to do.
That part. Thank you, Kiki.
He named him Fiddler for a reason. So you could understand in a soft way without beating it over your head as we sometimes do when we tell stories, and we take license with creativity, right, and art. He named Fiddler, so that that is something of the Black people. And let me break it down for you even more. In the movie Roots, Fiddler almost comes off as disconnected from his Blackness, right?
Yes.
Because he is born and raised in America, right? So by the time he meets Kunta, he's like, oh my God, this African guy, right? But Alex named him Fiddler so that even we would know that there was always still something connected to his Blackness that wasn't about America.
Because that fiddle,
right,
came over with his ancestors
that's right,
from West Africa.
That's right. So that even though Fiddler may not have known of his connection, his name directly connected him to the motherland, even though he didn't know it. So just thought I would pass
Go ahead on, Professor Karson.
I can't be silly all the time.
Do I get an A? Can I get an A for my presentation there, Professor?
Yeah, listen. I just sometimes, we can have fun like we do, Geno, but also we have to take the opportunity when we can to explain some things. Beyonce being number one, it's about time. And let me tell you, now that the doors have reopened to our music, country music, Lil Nas X, and I know that was.
Let's shout out. Well, since you went there, let's shout out because actually, the door has already been opened. Now Beyonce, she done blew the hinges off.
Yeah,
but let's
Charlie
shout out.
Clyde.
I got to shout out Darius Rucker, who's right here in Charleston.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Doing pop music, doing straight country.
With Hootie and the Blowfish.
Mickey Guyton. Kane Brown, and some more, but just
Vicky Van is another one.
Okay, yep.
And listen, let's take it all the way back. Ray Charles. I can't stop loving you.
Who did a whole country album.
A whole country album. Okay.
And not to mention people like Charlie Pride, who were really pioneers.
Charlie Pride. Kiss an angel, good morning. And let her know you miss her when you're gone.
She got that country thing going. Look out there, Beyonce. Detroit, hold 'em.
Come on. Yeah, Detroit, this ain't Detroit.
I like Detroit. Detroit hold 'em. Michigan, they don't have the same ring.
Lay your cards down. Well, what can we say? Lay your cards down. Wait a minute. This ain't Motown. How about Motown? This ain't Motown.
There you go.
Ain't no hold 'em. Yeah. All right. But no, we've been, but listen, I know that we haven't had a strong hold on country, but let's take the artist K. Michelle. K. Michelle, I don't know if people know her more maybe from her reality show. When she was
music, I mean, like
right,
millennials,
really but I know her music. I love it. And she had that now listen, she just had that song, Scooch On Over. Right. Now, listen, that was a soft push to let you know the country album is coming. Because scooch is something that we, in the creek and all of those things, those are Southern things to say. So when she said, scooch on over,
right?
That
not scoot.
It's scooch.
Not slide over, scooch.
Right.
Scooch on over here.
And K. Michelle came out saying she wanted to be a country act,
yes,
but she knew the industry wouldn't know what to do with her. So she paused. But now she's like, oh, I can do my country thing, which is what she always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So it's coming. And once that door opens, it's like Venus and Serena and the other Black tennis players that are now coming through the ranks.
Coco Gauff.
That's right.
Tiafo.
There we go. Once we can get in, because it's not about that we never could do it, it's we didn't have the access.
Well, we did it, and somebody just stole it and created
Well,
a chart and called it country music, and didn't let any black person that was singing that style of music could not get on the
right.
country music charts, and the
That's
record
right.
companies weren't signing black
Right.
people doing that style of music. They were only signing white artists because they were trying to appeal to the white Southerner
Right.
who were around the music, hearing our ancestors singing it and playing the damn banjo and fiddle out in the fields working.
But now you have young people, and they're not having it. These young people, they like their country, they like their Beyonce, and
Hip hop, country, hip rap, they doing it all. House, they like, listen, why can't we do it? If that's what I like, I'm gonna do it. And me for one, I am not mad at them. I'm proud of them. Now, Keith, speaking of music, we're big Luther fans. When we think of Luther and we think of Luther's albums, we think of like that quote unquote kind of what we believe his debut album on Epic Records, Never Too Much. It had A House Is Not a Home and Never Too Much, and just really kicked off his career. And then, with Marcus Miller, his producer, and Lisa Fisher and the background singers, and the Bad Boys album, Forever, For Always, For Love. Then he actually was like a jingle. When we say jingles, like commercials, like McDonald's, can you hear him singing?
Yeah.
Back in the day, late 70s, he's from New York. So a lot of the agencies, he was doing agency work, singing jingles. And there was a group, like a studio group called Change. And if you listen to like The Glow of Love and Searching
searching
for
so long,
that was Luther.
Yep.
Right before he got his solo album with Epic. But what you might not know, that Luther already had not one, but 2 solo albums on a label called Cotillion.
Yes.
That was distributed by Atlantic, Warner Brothers, the whole deal. So they decided to re-release Luther's first 2 albums. His very first 2 albums later this year. One is simply called Luther. The other one is called This Close to You. This Close to You.
Yes.
So,
go ahead.
Talk about the documentary. His documentary, Never Too Much. It premiered at the Sundance Festival, and people went crazy. So I can't wait to see that.
So one of the songs, and once it comes out, is re-released. If you saw The Wiz at the end, and let's just talk about The Wiz that you would have seen with Diana Ross, the movie, not the play, not the musical. Although they sing the same music pretty much, but at the end, you know how the people are working for Eveline, right? And they're all in the shop, and then all of a sudden they kill Eveline. She's swallowed up by the big toilet. Remember, she's sitting on the big toilet, and it closes up. And they come out, and everybody look around, and there's a reason to rejoice. You see, everybody look up, and let's commence to singing joyfully. Luther recorded that song.
Yeah, he did.
So I want to hear his version of, it's called Rejoice, I believe, is the real title, but people call it Can You Feel a Brand New Day, right?
That was a jam. Can you feel a brand new day? I can hear it and see it now.
Yes.
Can you feel a brand new day? Now,
and it's a happy song. Yes.
Funny that you mentioned The Wiz.
Okay, here we go.
I know you saw Usher's halftime performance.
Of course.
Set a record 129.1 million viewers.
Yep.
Did Usher's halftime performance kind of have a feel of The Wiz, if you think about it?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at the production of The Wiz, especially Quincy Jones' epic section, where they changed the colors. Gold, gold, or you got to be seen in red to know that your stuff is, that.
And who had on all red? Alicia Keys.
There she, and then there was a mixture of colors with the people on the floor dancing with him at the start of it, and it was all this stuff going on, people dancing, the poles, and all of that stuff.
And think
And
about it.
that is like the Wiz.
The president of Munchkin Land,
Yes.
who looked like the president of Munchkin Land, dressed just like him? Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri.
About the same height.
With those socks.
But the socks. Wait, Key. Socks that had like these pockets on them.
Right, I
But
can't.
wait a minute. Hold on.
They
Guess
were
how much
designer
cost?
socks.
So these were some Louis Vuitton socks.
Yeah. As if that made them better.
Nearly $600.
Who does that? I wouldn't even tell anybody that.
I guess, Pharrell's got this partnership with Louis Vuitton. So
I saw him carrying a purse.
So this is supposed to be, I guess, part of the collection. $600, damn near $600 for a pair of socks.
Yeah, no.
Man, them socks would have to do a whole lot of stuff. I can't even talk about on TV because I know my mother's probably watching. Them socks would have to do a whole, man.
Geno, you know the saying, some things you just should keep to yourself. I wouldn't have told anybody as if that was going to make it better. Just take the L, take the loss, and go somewhere. Don't tell anybody you spent $600 on some Bobby socks.
And then, they had the
ruffled Bobby socks.
Remember the Flying Monkeys? They had at Usher's halftime show, they had folks kind of jumping out.
Jumping out, yeah.
So there's a reason why there was such a visual similarity between like the Wiz, like our Wizard of Oz, and Usher's halftime performance. One of the people who produced the Wiz was one of the producers, helped Usher produce his Super Bowl halftime show.
Who is that?
I can't remember his name right now, but
oh my!
Yeah, you all can Google it, but yes.
Okay, I mean, I'm for it.
But it makes sense now, right?
It does, because it was definitely a joyful spectacle. In a respectful way, by the way. Spectacle is not a bad word, people, so don't go atting us. But it was a joyful spectacle, and if you look at the Wiz, there are moments that are joyful spectacles. In the movie, you get to the section where it's Miss One. She's the lottery player that greets Dorothy when she first gets to Oz, and they, sweet thing, let me tell you about the world and the witch you are. And that's when all the munchkins come out and start dancing. So it's a spectacle. Michael Jackson, you can't win, So I
and
get
Usher
it.
was like Michael.
Yes.
Now think about Will I Am.
Yeah.
Who did he look like with that outfit? The Tin Man.
The Tin Man. Yeah. I absolutely get it. So I didn't know, but now that I look back in retrospect, it makes sense. Yeah. Good info, Geno. Good for you.
Well, you know how we get down. Get down. All right, so I got some great news before we have to get into somebody's ass. So, I'm a big fan. I know you were a big fan of A Different World.
Oh, the show, yeah.
Come on, Dwayne Wayne, Whitley, my man Ron, Kim,
Freddie,
Jaleesa, Colonel Taylor.
Yep, Freddie. Don't forget Freddie.
Yep, Freddie. Walter. That was Sinbad.
Walter. That was Sinbad. Yep.
So this year marks their 35th anniversary. 35 years ago, this year, A Different World came on TV, 1989. They are celebrating this 35th anniversary. They're doing a 10-city HBCU tour.
Oh.
And it kicks off the end of Black History Month next Thursday, February 29th in Atlanta. And they're doing like the whole yard. Clark, Atlanta, Spelman, Morehouse. Now, anybody.
But what are they going to do?
They're just going to go, I guess, kind of talk, reminisce. Maybe for this generation, they'll kind of explain. Because, the whole setting, it was depicted at HBCUs in Atlanta.
Right. I mean, it was a fake college, Hillman.
Right.
But
it was depicted in Atlanta.
Yes.
So it's just going to be a tour. I'm sure they'll be, speaking and maybe just talking about. So they didn't go into details, but it's just a tour celebrating the anniversary and maybe kind of connecting this generation with that generation. And I'm sure there'll be a whole bunch of clips and they'll probably let the students ask questions, or they'll talk about how some of the things that they had concerns of as students 35 years ago. Some of the same concerns exist now. I mean, racism.
Well, and I mean, listen, a lot of them, their parents probably wouldn't have gone to college had it not been because I mean, numbers are numbers. At the time, because of Bill Cosby, because we got to step back a little bit, Bill Cosby creates a different world for character Denise, Lisa Bonet.
From the Cosby Show, a spinoff.
That's right. So the Cosby Show, because Bill Cosby is wearing all of these HBCU
sweaters, t-shirts, gear. Yep.
That's right. It sparks an interest in, oh, what is that? And people become more interested in school and the affluence of their family, him being a gynecologist and Claire being a lawyer, right? Then they move into a different world. Okay, now numbers skyrocket for college attendance.
Specifically at HBCU.
Historically Black universities and colleges, for those who don't know what HBCU
is. And it made it look so cool. It was just, the whole cast was just really cool. So
right. So awesome. I wonder if Debbie Allen is going to be a part of this.
Yes, she's going to be a part of it too, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Debbie Allen was the director, everybody.
Right, so she's going to be a part of it. They're going to Howard. They're going to go to...
Yeah, they got to go to Howard.
State and Tuskegee.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I know for sure they're going to be going to.
And I'm hoping they'll swing around to Florida.
Florida A&M. You've got an HBCU up there where you are.
Yeah, Texas.
But shout out you all's HBCU up in
Central,
Michigan.
Our way, and Wilberforce.
Wayne State, right?
No, Wilberforce.
Right. Right, in Ohio. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, but Central for sure. But we'll see what.
I'm sure Hampton's got to.
Oh, Hampton. Yeah, that's Virginia. Yeah.
Hampton definitely has got to be on that list.
If they're going to go to Howard, they may as well whip on over
right there,
to
95. Right.
Yeah.
Start North Carolina A&T. Winston-Salem probably. They're going to just that whole because jump on 85. When you leave Atlanta, you done hit. Where they could probably start down in Alabama, then jump on like 65, and then get on 75.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The interstate, the road, and just hit
65, then jump on 20, hit 75, 85, hit Clark, Spelman, and Morehouse, and then shoot on up. South. I hope that now there are actually like 9 HBCUs here in South Carolina.
9?
The main one is South Carolina State University. So I would be shocked if South Carolina State University is not one of those 10 cities that they stop
that they hit. Okay.
Yeah, Orangeburg is about 45 minutes from maybe not quite an hour. Good 45, 50 minutes from like downtown Charleston. Not quite the distance from Detroit to what is Flint? Yeah, Flint is definitely closer than East Lansing. Yeah. What's Flint about? Was it an hour plus from downtown Detroit?
It depends on where you live. You pick your poison. You're about the same either way.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on where you live in Metro Detroit.
Okay, so.
Yeah, if you live close west, then you're going to be closer to Lansing. If you live closer to the east side, you're going to be closer to Flint.
That's right. Okay.
So it just depends.
Well, good deal. So let's talk about.
Please.
Let's talk about some sneakers, Key, and how people just assume that we as Black people are so shallow that we would sacrifice all of our personal freedoms, our safety, for a pair of sneakers. So the orange Jesus for the MAGA cult, the cult leader, went to the SneakerCon convention in Philly and got his ass handed to him, got damn near booed out of the joint. And
I heard.
Yeah, all the videos out there. And so
I heard the booing.
And he introduces these cheap ass looking Remember back in the day, the folks couldn't afford the Pro Kids.
Right.
They had the bootleg
Baby.
with no soles.
Geno, they couldn't give these shoes away at Walmart, as far as I'm concerned. But
so
I saw them.
they're
Go
metallic
ahead.
gold. Now, full disclosure, I got some
Not
metallic gold sneakers, but they're like not bootleg. They're not nice thick sole from Nike, because Nike did a line did like metallic gold and metallic silver. So the shoes are gold.
and
Then they
his
got
gold one. Well, wait a minute. The gold one is the specialty one. They got the red one and the white one. Those are the regular.
Oh, he's got three. Oh, I see. But all the ones they're showing are the gold.
Yeah, the
ones
gold is the special one, like you know,
with the star
bought
on
from
it,
Nike.
and then the big T.
Girl, look,
$400 for these cheap. Man, them shoes look like they would hurt you. You try to just walk down the street and your shoes, your toes are probably bleeding with them cheap ass. Cause you know it's nothing worse than some cheap shoes. Cause they will tear up your toes.
Geno, these shoes look horrible. Absolutely horrible. $400.
$400, Key.
And they talking about, oh, they sold out. Of course they sold out because they only made 5 of them and he bought the 5. See, when you're a marketing person and you know the game of, you know how to spin the talk, that's all that means. So don't think that everybody in the country bought those shoes. That's not how it works.
Well, funny you mentioned that, Key.
They produced 5 of them, and he bought all 5, and which means they sold out.
Well, just to amplify what Key was just telling you. So for those who ordered, because you can't find them now, they're not out in stores. And when you order these shoes, you get like a disclaimer that says they can't guarantee exactly when the shoes will be delivered. So it's no guarantee that you even gonna see the shoes.
And maybe you'll have to walk to the pole to pick up your shoe after you vote for him. Come on now.
So we know a hustle, but the fact that they had a dude on Fox News that was
black people love sneakers.
Well,
is what
you know. The blacks are gonna just turn to Trump and vote in large numbers because he's connected with the culture, and nobody connects with the culture like Donald Trump.
What culture? Not black culture.
These rappers has got a check, or these confused rappers like Sexy Red and Waka Flocka. Even Snoop kind of was talking about he was cool.
Yeah, I mean, and who else? Ice Cube had a moment of something.
Yeah, he hated it, but really, Sexy Red. Well, of course, Kanye would be like the ring leader.
And Ice Cube said, "Well, I was just dealing with him on business." But listen, I get it. But no, it didn't work. It didn't work then, and it's not going to work now.
So for all of our white brothers and sisters, for all the MAGA cult members that like to just get mad and throw shit at their TV when I come on, we hate to let you know, but you know, trying to sell us sneakers, it don't bond with the culture. Yeah. First of all, trying to sell us some cheap shit, because sneakerheads, they know cheap shit when they see it. My son-in-law is a sneakerhead, so you can't sell him some shoes that it probably cost Orange Jumpsuit Hitler like 75 cents to produce and charge people $400, because you can see, and I guarantee you there's probably like when David Letterman busted him out and he had all Trump's ties and shirts, and Trump was, China is taking advantage of us, and China is this, and then Dave was like,
but they're made
your ties made in China. Oh, your shirt is made in China. So I'm sure the cheap ass shoes probably got a made in China sticker in them somewhere.
And everything that Trump does, they say, oh, it sells out. Like I said, when you buy the 3 products that you produce, it'll sell out. I mean, Anybody can say that. I mean, we come from radio, television. Let me tell you a trick. We're number one. You're number one at 1 o'clock. You're number one with people with one arm. You're number one, you know. Let me tell you, McDonald's got in trouble. They said we sell 100% beef, right? You know what?
Somebody called them on it.
Wait a minute. They did. Because they bought their hamburger from a company called 100% Beef. So be careful about the stuff people are trying to sell you. Okay? Trump should know better. Black people are not going to vote for him because of some darn gym shoes. Never has anybody on the planet been able to say that about Black people. Do not reduce us to that.
And that's the insult, Key.
It's
like,
an insult.
Really,
and that's my point. Don't reduce us to that.
To get us to vote against our own interests, to vote against our own freedom.
For some gaudy gold shoes.
Right, to vote for somebody who said that they will militarize local police, and instead of having local police, send the Marines and Army Rangers to police Chicago and Detroit and Philadelphia and Atlanta and New York and Newark and all these cities where they have the blacks. That all that she would have to do is to sell us some cheap-ass, tacky-ass, look like they would tear up your Achilles trying to walk in them shoes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Is that crazy? That's offensive. That's offensive. That is offensive.
Have your toenails all curled up into the bottom of your feet. You need surgery to pull your toenails up out of your body.
Geno, listen, I don't care if the shoe looks good. You cannot fool Black people. You may think you can because you've had some successes in the past because of some underhanded marketing and things. Right. Okay.
You pay some
folks. But
and
it's not just Black people. You've done that to all people. Okay.
That's the thing, Keith. That's the thing.
All people. Because what the stuff I'm explaining here and there on the show today about marketing, that's everybody is fooled by that stuff. That's why it's so genius. Breakfast food.
Which is
Edward Bernays convinced because the meat crew, the people who make meat, farmers, they needed to sell more meat. Oh, bacon is good for you. So they had doctors say that meat is good for you and it's healthy. And then we get bacon and eggs, which is a protein, chicken, in the morning. That's where that come from. People used to eat beans in the morning. So I can go on and on and on about the trickery of advertising.
Let's talk about the deadly trickery for decades. They made cigarette smoking look luxurious and sexy. Virginia Slims or Marlboro. Or you had a dude, and not to mention how they targeted. Oh, here's the ultimate.
The kids?
No, let's create a cigarette and let's call it cool.
Yeah, cool. But you talking about cool Camel to get the kids.
Yes.
Come on now. So don't be fooled by this trickery. Donald Trump, listen, you vote for who you want to vote for, but you vote because you've read the information, you understand the facts, you've researched, you've done your due diligence. Ain't nobody getting a vote because of some gold shoes. Cut it out.
And you weren't listening to Sexy Red or Waka Flocka or Kanye or somebody that don't know they have some oil in the ground. Somebody that's got money. So when they take away your health care from Obamacare and when they uncap insulin, now it's capped at $35 a month to where your grandmother or your mom or dad or you go back to having to pay $800 a month or more for insulin, and you can't afford it, and then you lose the health care because they take away Obamacare.
Right.
And then when you try to peacefully protest and they send the U.S. Marines and Army Rangers to shoot you to kill because they see Russia
Geno,
right now. Just look
Geno,
at Russia.
Geno, now if Obamacare, we'll call it Obamacare, instead of universal health care, because that's what it is, right?
Mm-hmm. The Affordable
But it's going to
Care
forever
Act.
be known as, right, the Affordable Care Act. It's going to forever be known as Obamacare. We still have it. You know why? It's not because Black people want it. It's because white people with no teeth and no insulin and heart disease and everything else on the planet needs it too. And when the Republicans, when Donald Trump got into office, he had the Senate,
The House
right there,
and the White House. And the Supreme Court, because he put 3 judges on the Supreme Court.
But even before that, they could not figure out, after 8 years of Obama, a healthcare plan.
Never had one all along. Like you said, it was the marketing. Let's just call it Obamacare. That means, oh, that Negro gave you that. You don't want anything that Negro gave you. You know, it must be bad. It must be inferior. And the funny part.
They tried the Trump care, Trump health, whatever. Didn't work. Okay? It is Obamacare, and it's here to stay. And the everybody, Black, white, Asian, Indian, Native American, Indigenous, whatever, everybody said, no, you're not taking this health care back.
So my premium
you Republicans figure something else out.
So I had either United Healthcare or Blue Cross, and we couldn't afford that. We were paying, the family was paying $1,000, $2,000 a month, and I got this Obamacare. You mean this Negro gave me and my family health care, and my premium is $75 a month or $100 from a $1,200?
Yeah. Trump supporters came right out and said, no, ain't nothing to see here. Move on to your next campaign promise, because this you in there now. You in the White House. You got in, but let's not get out of hand.
Right.
Okay.
Take your hands off of my Obamacare.
Okay.
Just like, oh, the government is bad, but don't touch my Social Security and Medicare.
Come on. People in the Appalachian Mountains haven't had teeth in generations. Haven't been to see the doctor in generations. Generations.
You're right. Never had health care until they
got
Obamacare. And here's speaking of marketing and tricking folks in a good way. And I saw the video. I remembered, this is when President Obama, his second term. They went to Kentucky. Now, Kentucky's got, he won again, a white dude. I can't think of his name. I think Brashear. So, because what Obamacare did, the federal government basically gave states money to like here's the money, Obamacare. We get everybody a pool of money. Now, you all can call it what you want to.
That's right.
And kind of run it. There's certain things, here's certain parameters, but we're going to let you all handle the money and call it what you want to call it.
Yeah.
So they interviewed, somebody from the mountains of Kentucky, needed a good dental plan, was missing a few, kind of like Michael Spinks back in the day. Google Michael Spinks before he went to the dentist.
That's right.
Think of a jack-o'-lantern. There you go. And they said, what do you think of Obamacare? Oh, I can't stand Obamacare. It's horrible, blah, 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 blah. And then they said, what do you think about Connect Care? Which was like, they spelled Connect with a K, which is like Kentucky Connect. And they said, oh, I love our Connect Care. And then the reporter said, Connect Care is Obamacare.
Oh, and Connect Care is like kinfolk. Mm-hmm.
So they were already white, and then their face just almost got invisible, and the look was like
what you mean? What you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
Right. And listen, This is the last thing I'm gonna say before you go, Geno. You're gonna mess around, and I'm talking to everybody: black, white, Latina, Indian,
Asian, Native
Native,
American,
Indigenous,
yep.
everybody. This go around, if you keep poking the bear with these racist tropes and representatives and whatnot, you're gonna find out that it won't be just black people they're trying to enslave. Everybody gonna have chains.
Okay, listen.
Because it ain't enough black people on the planet.
You can as a woman, you can speak for women in general because they've already come for women, even the white women. States like South Carolina, 6-week abortion ban. Now in Alabama, people who were trying to have a baby through in vitro fertilization that had these eggs on ice because they couldn't have a baby in a natural, either the woman couldn't carry the child or maybe the husband was infertile. Now Alabama says, well, no, you can't even use that method. So first of all, you say you want women need to have more babies. But now then you're saying, well, no, you can't have a baby that way. Well, make up your mind.
Next to Geno and Keela is going to be Jethro and Mary Beth and Becky. We all going to be in chains. You keep messing around. Because it's not about race anymore. It's about money and power. Money and power.
That part
money
right there.
And power. Money.
Always follow the money. And for centuries, and I've said this countless number of times on this show, fear and hatred in all of its forms. Racism, this the foundation of this nation. The fear of folks who was living here before anybody else. The fear of Native Americans and calling them savages. The fear of our enslaved ancestors that were brought here. And then when they rebelled and fought, the fear of, and the funny part was the fear of white immigrants, Irish and the Italians and Germans, who were the N-words back in the 1800s, where they had anti-immigration laws to keep out the Jews and the Irish and the Italians, the white ethnics, Eastern Europeans, and the Greeks. Chinese Exclusion Act, which they had Chinese immigrants come here and build the railroads, but only men could come, and they couldn't bring their wives. They couldn't have a wife.
I mean, look what they did to Asian people in California.
Well, let's just talk about, what happened after Pearl Harbor. You had Japanese Americans that were born and raised there. They literally put
they locked them up.
Internment camps.
Yes, lock them up. Hillary wasn't first. Lock her up. No, they was locking them up. So listen.
He makes a great point. There's a famous poem, and I've quoted it on this show, but to paraphrase, they came for, like he said, first they came for because it's not this, but this is the theme of it. First they came for the Native Americans, then they came for the Africans, and then they came for the Irish, and then they came for the Italians, and then they came for the Jews, and then they came for me. But there was nobody to speak for me or to protect me. Because when they came for everybody else, I was cool with it. Until they decided to come for me. Then I was like, oh shit.
Yep. So to put a button on it, Beyonce, everybody need to be celebrating Beyonce, not just black people and white people scouring and scoring and everybody needs to be celebrating Beyonce because that's the world we need to be in right now.
Hey, listen, we accepted George Michael and David Bowie and Mick Jagger, right there in Detroit, Eminem.
Come
even
on,
tolerated Vanilla Ice's no rapping ass, who's now a MAGA supporter. Hell,
Tina Marie, Hall & Oates. Come on.
Average White Man.
Bobby Caldwell.
And the Beastie Boys, Post Malone, Jack Harlow, the new school. Come on, y'all.
Come on. This ain't Texas. Woo! Ain't no hold 'em.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Lay your cards down,
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 down.
down.
Pop that Lexus. Woo! Throw them keys up.
Yeah.
Woo! Come on.
Kelia Karson, ladies and gentlemen. Love you, Key. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Off to see some more and Lavelle Crawford and all them. Thank you for letting us be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Hey, let's make this episode go viral, everybody. Grab some or all of it. Grab some of the clips and put them up on whatever social media platform. Create a YouTube short right here on YouTube or put it up on any platform. You can copy and paste, email the link to the show. You can copy, paste, and text the link. You can call folks and tell them they need to subscribe. That's how you spell my name. Just type that in when you go to YouTube in a little search, little magnifying glass. Just type it in. And you can binge watch any back episode, my conversations with all my big celebrities, from Ronald Isley to Lettucey to Kenny Lattimore and Howard Hewitt, Roy Chip Anthony, so many, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I can't even mention all the stars I've had on in the last 3 years. All right. Thank you, everybody. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Check him out on IG, Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the drip director. That means, I'm going to translate. She's the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. You see, she keep her brother fly. Check out her collection. Future fashion designer superstar. She's a fashion designer. The next big thing. Check her and her collection, Allie Jones, on Instagram on IG, LX.NCL_, that little dash at the bottom of the second L on IG Instagram, LX.NCL_. Have a great weekend. I will be back Monday, so no vacation from my TV show. I will be on vacation from my radio show for a week. I'll be back on the radio on Monday, March 4th, but we'll be live right here Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. out in LA, 5:30 in Chicago. Have a great weekend once again, everybody. Make it a Geno Jones Show binge watch weekend. Go back and binge watch all my episodes, especially this week. Go back and binge watch them all. They have all been fire. I love you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you live Monday, 6:30 p.m. Enjoy the binge watching all weekend long right here on the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.